Hi everybody, welcome to another video. This one's another comparison one with our two project tanks we've got. This is the Iwata AZ4 the ANI R160. Before I get into the guns, I do sometimes say this at the end of the videos, but I just wanted to say it at the front because I keep leaving it to the end and I know people don't watch them all the way to the end. So I just wanted to say thanks to all the subscribers and thanks for the likes, etc, etc, and the feedback, comments and that. It really is appreciated. I enjoyed, looking at different people's comments and answering them. Some favourable, well, most favourable to be fair, some not. So I just wanted to say thanks to everybody, and yeah, just thanks very much. So getting back to the video, Iwata or Airgunza, I think Iwata just bought the factory basically. So it's an Italian made gun, AZ4. It's a 1.3 tip, this one. I've put the gun settings, when you see the spraying start, I've put the gun settings on the screen, as you can see there, for each gun, so you can see what I'm, what settings I'm using. And the ANI R160 I've used quite a bit. The Iwata I've only recently got, and when I first used it, I uploaded a video with spraying. It was my grandson's toy, which came out quite well actually, but I was a little bit disappointed with it, and I was underwhelmed really. Now I've pitted these two together because they're similar prices. The ANI retails for about £100, which is about $139 at the moment, and the Iwata is around about, it's about £130, so that's going to be about what, 175, 180 US, maybe a little bit more, 185 US at the moment. So it is a bit more expensive, but as I say, when I first used it I was a little bit underwhelmed, and for it being more money you'd expect it to be better, but I've since grown to really like it. And knowing the ANI R160 or R150 160, it sprays the same whether you've got a 150 or a 160, it sprays the same. I say that they did, and you'll see on some of my videos, the original ANI R150s they made with 2 holes in the air horns of the air cap. And then the later R150s and the R160 has 2 air horns. Sorry, 2 air horns. They all have 2 air horns. 2 air holes in each air horn, so you get a bigger fan. I don't think you get better atomization. To be fair, you just get a better fan, a bigger fan really. So some people might find a bigger fan better, some not. But that's the main difference between the R150 and the R160. Otherwise, I prefer the R150 to be fair, but not because it sprays better, just because it's more simple made. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent there. So between the two guns, as I say, I got the AZ4, and I was really disappointed. I didn't pay much money for them. I got an AZ3 and an AZ4. I didn't pay much money for them, so it didn't owe me much really. But as I say, initially I was quite disappointed, but I've since grown to really like it. It's a very good gun. I was using it on the wrong settings. As I've said before, typical man, I didn't look at the manual and anything, and I started on 2 bar, which is what I do with most guns. Start on 2 bar and then you might want a bit more, a bit less. And I used it on 2 bar, and I thought next time I'll probably put it up a bit. And I actually read the manual, and it's designed to run on 2.5 bar. So when I put it up to 2.5 bar, it really transformed it. If you've got a 1.0 or something like that, it's actually 1 bar it's designed to run on, not 2.5. But if you've got a 1.3, I don't know what other sizes they do. I know they do 1 and they do 1.3. But just check what input pressure they recommend, because they are different, because caps are different. So we've got a 1.3 anyway, and I'm using it at 2.5 bar. And it's an absolute dream, it really is. And when I set this video up, obviously I've got plenty, as I was saying, I've got plenty of time using the R150s, R160s, so I know exactly what they're like. And if ever I hold a gun up like that after I finish spraying with it, it's because I'm quite impressed with it normally. I just hold it and look at the finish, and you think that is a good gun. And yeah, saying the ANIs, I know I've used them quite a lot, and I know quite a bit about them, so I know what to expect. And I knew doing this video, which I really wanted to do. I mean, these videos are my choices, you know, my sort of choices that I'd pick together, normally because of price or size, things like that. And I knew that when I put the ANI R150 or R160 up against the AZ4, I was going to struggle with the R160, and that really surprises me, because for years, well, for the last few years, I've certainly really enjoyed the R150, R160, but I knew I was going to struggle against this because it really is good. So I thought, well, on the pressure, you can use the ANI anywhere between, for clear coat, anywhere between 3 and 4 bar. 3 bars fine. It comes out fine. And if you look at the final finish, again, you get a video at the end with the, you know, the two different finishes next to each other. It gives a good account of itself. It comes out just as good as the AZ4, but what it doesn't show is how hard I had to work, and you know, I mean, all I'm doing is spraying the tank, but how hard I felt I had to work to make it come out as good as I knew the AZ4 was going to. So although it's more expensive, and I've said this before, if you've seen my other video on the AZ4, and there's another one as well, I've done a much bigger Yamaha tank with it, which I'll put out on YouTube soon. I knew it was going to be a struggle to match it, because it just lays it on like a dream. And as I say, I did manage to match it, but it was just harder work. And as I say, for me, that's quite hard to say, because I really rate the R150. And of course, it's taking nothing away from it. It's as good gun now. Sorry, R160 in this case. It's as good a gun now as it ever has been. But it really was difficult to pit up against the AZ4, simply because with the AZ4, it's a mid-sized gun, as I was going to say. It's a mid-size. To me, it's a midi-sized gun, so it's a bit bigger than the mini guns, really, and it's not as big as the full-size gun. So it's a nice in between. So if you wanted just one gun, I haven't used it for base coat yet, so I'm not sure how it would actually come out for base coat. But I will do a video comparison of it with on base coat, to just see, you know, if people are thinking of a good all-round gun. If it does base coat quite well, I would recommend it really as a good all-round gun. And if you've got an ANI R150 or R160, then you're not missing out hugely, because A, it's cheaper, and B, they are really good guns. It's just that I had to try harder to get such a good finish as you do with this, because it just seems to, I mean, it puts out more material. It's a 1.3, not a 1.2, but you know, I use full size guns that are 1.3 and 1.2, and although you can notice a slight difference, it's not great. So you know, the fact that the AZ4 is doing so well isn't down to the tip size being, you know, 0.1 of a millimetre bigger. It really isn't. And if you look at the fan patterns on the side there, the fan is about the same size. If anything, the AZ4 is slightly smaller in size, but you know, it's very close. So it's not the fan size. So here we are. You can see the difference in finish. A superb finish on both, although I say it myself, a superb finish on both of these. There might be a few bits in it, but it's pretty good, considering I walk around the workshop with these when they're wet, which you really shouldn't do. You should spray and leave, and then spray another coat and leave. So you really should be walking around with them. But to make the video comparable, i.e. same temperature, etc., that's how I do it, and I prefer to do it that way, so that it's all, because it could be sort of 10 degrees when you're doing one tank and gone down to 6 degrees when you're doing the other, which isn't fair really. So I would say this is definitely a win to the AZ4, because it's a really superb gun to use. But if you've got the ANI, then don't think, you know, oh, I need to get an AZ4 straight away, because you don't. You just have to try a little bit harder. As you can see, the finish is superb on both of them, and these aren't expensive guns by today's standards anyway. Alright then guys, well I hope you enjoyed watching the video, and I'll keep them coming. Alright, thanks very much, take care, bye bye.